All right. Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. Also, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Okay. You all are welcome. Let me know where you're joining from. I think we're live on Facebook as well. Okay, perfect. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, or good afternoon from wherever you're joining me from. My name is Darius Salami. I'm an AI business consultant and the founder of DCI, Decop International, a business consultancy and strategy agency. We help businesses, companies, C-suite individuals to scale, to structure, and to ensure they're profitable using AI-powered solutions. And I have been starting a series here on YouTube, basically how to help you navigate, how to further prepare you for the future of work as regards artificial intelligence. Not just the future of work, but the future as we would have it, which will obviously hear. My work spans across the applicability of AI for business people, for corporate organizations, and more importantly for individuals. Now that we are in an AI era, how can we position ourselves? How can we thrive in this new future, in this new revolution? And from the series we've been doing thus far, I've spoken extensively, and so I think you should probably check out my other videos right after this live session. Make sure you're subscribed and follow me across other social media platforms so you can get up-to-date information as regards artificial intelligence and the future of work. And you would agree with me that the rate and the speed at which artificial intelligence is moving, it's at an exponential rate, and it's looking like it's almost impossible to catch up. So that's why I encourage you to follow me across all my social media pages. Uh, Let me have the, yeah. So you can just check it out there on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, LinkedIn. More importantly, LinkedIn. If you're someone looking to advance or build your career, check out my handle, Dracy. That's my brand, right? So make sure you check that out, and it promises to be packed with value. Now, today, AI for students and for learners. Now, even though you are not an undergraduate, even though you are not in the university, even though this is more tailored towards them, this is still for you, because you all will agree with me that now that AI is everywhere, almost everybody has become lazy. People find it so hard to sit down to learn stuff. People find it hard to read reports, to read between the lines. They usually rely on AI to do this for them. So the next generation are the ones currently in school, and they are the ones to, they are the, they would be the one populating the markets. They would be the one highly affected by the market as well, as we would know it. And if the population of these people we have currently in school, currently learning, currently in the university, either doing their bachelor's degree or their master's, if the populace of these people are brain dead, if the populace of them are mentally lazy, then the future of work, it's inevitably going to be taken over by artificial intelligence. If those currently in the university have to rely heavily upon AI to read, to learn, then we are cooked. Let me use the Gen Z term. We are super, super cooked. I saw a meme recently that says something like, you had better take your health seriously because the next generation of doctors are using ChatGPT to pass their exams. As funny as that may sound, it is the truth. More and more, we're seeing it often, students are getting incredibly lazy, putting the heavy load on artificial intelligence. Now, here's one thing I want you to know and I want you to understand. Obviously, you're not expected to be able to cram everything. I'm not saying you shouldn't leverage AI. After all, that's why you're here. AI for students and for learners. However, what you'll be learning today is how you can beat 80%, how you can beat 80% of the masses. All right? How you can be on the top food chain in this AI dystopian. How you can leverage AI to be mentally prepared, to mentally upgrade yourself, if I can use that term. How that amongst other humans, you would be like an AI. You would be superhuman. What you'll be learning is how to learn better, how to assimilate better and faster with AI. When the whole AI thing began to erupt, I can remember as far back as when I was still an undergraduate, 2022, around my final year. One of the major things that I really saw, one of the first use cases I saw for artificial intelligence was personalized learning. I mean, when the whole idea of AI came, the only thing I could just imagine, the only thing I could see was, wait a minute, we will become so smart. Like, I'll be able to learn faster. I'll have personalized learning, right? Meaning the barrier of education will be broken down. That's what I saw. That was the opportunity gap I saw. I was like, wow, people are gonna become so super super smart because you have personalized learning. AI can make sure that you understand how and what you need to understand. So it wouldn't just be about cramming and passing grades and all that. So in today's series, we would be learning how you can leverage artificial intelligence. How you can leverage artificial intelligence to learn better, smarter, faster. And there's one principle I have that the more you learn, the more you earn. So this ultimately increases your earning ability. And with that being said, let us sit back, have your notes ready. Make sure you share. You can share this. Very, very important. Yeah, please do share this live. Let other people, let them be aware that something is happening. Okay? Share this, share this, share this, share this from wherever you're joining. Also, let me know in the chat where you are joining from. Let me know where you're joining from and kindly share it to your community. Let them know something is happening. Have your notes ready. Sit back. It's not gonna be up to an hour and we'll be out of here. Okay, I have my notes right here. I have coffee, so it's gonna be one hell of a ride. Let me know where you are joining from. All right. I'll probably need to switch my audio channel because I think there's quite the echo. That's right. You can study with the aid of AI and not be lazy. Let me see if I can switch so that there'll be less echo. All right. I think we'll just go with this. The other audio channel is not too good. All right. So let's get into it. So like I mentioned, with the future of AI and as regards learning, those that are currently students, those that are currently learners, those in the university, this will be the next workforce as we would know it. And whatever it is they're learning will determine how far damaged of the next generation as regards the future of work and the marketplace and the future as we would know it would be. Now, it's inevitable, that is just the truth. The the Skynet future is almost impossible with the rate of things. However, for the very few that would be privileged to watch this or come across this, would be the 1% of that dystopian to thrive and to be on top of the food chain. If you've been following the series, there's one thing I've always been talking about as regards your economic value. Because when they say AI is going to replace you, it's really about your economic value. Not necessarily that you'll be put out of work or out of a job. However, your economic value will be reduced to nothing pretty much, where you'll be doing menial job or still doing the jobs you're doing. However, your pay might be dropped down drastically, or even if it's the same thing, the economy would have changed so much that that amount you're earning, doesn't really amount to anything. And yeah, anyways, AI for students and learners. So the first thing you need to understand is, how can I learn? Because any course you're studying right now in the university or that you plan to study, that's master's or whatever, really think about it. Anything you want to study now, the idea is to apply it in a job or in a career. That thing you're about to learn, that position you're about to be employed at, or that career you're about to build, ask yourself, can AI do it? If AI can answer your exams, which an AI pretty much can do that, then why not just employ AI? Because the only thing that would make them give you that degree, that certificate, is examination. And AI can pass those exams very easily because they are literally training you on books or materials, and AI can congest all those things and it knows the right answer. So why should you have to go through all that to do something or to achieve a degree or certificate that can ultimately be replaced by AI? So that means, first of all, you need to understand that the educational system has been disrupted by artificial intelligence. Whether we like it or not, the educational system has been disrupted by artificial intelligence. So what that would mean for you is that your economic value as a student is pretty much obsolete because, like I said, if the end goal is for you to pass exams that certifies or that validates your reason being there, and artificial intelligence can as well pass those exams because they're not necessarily grading you on your decision-making skills, it's just your ability to understand what was taught in class, which artificial intelligence can do. Why go to school at all? That's that really. And for employers to think about it from their own perspective, if the reason they're employing you is because of your certificate, your degree, which is a proof or a direct inference that you passed exams with distinctions, that was the only because that's what your degree, that's what your certificate signifies, that this person understands this industry or whatever the case this is. Why would I want to pay you, say, $100,000 a year when I can pay an AI $20,000 a year for that same thing? Why? Really think about it. Why? I am a founder, right? I run my own agency. So why should I want to hire you for something that the only proof you have for doing that job is that you passed an exam? Because again, this is tailored towards, and this is the context of students and learners, because you have to graduate, and when you graduate, you're fresh off the block, zero experience, right? Literally zero experience. So why would I, as a founder, want to hire you that the only proof that I have, or the only reason, your only bargaining chip is your degree and your certificate, and your degree and your certificate is an inference to say that I understand all these materials, and this is a proof that I showed up daily and I passed my exams and I understand what was being taught, which artificial intelligence can do faster. At least you're a human, you go on break. I know I'll just hire you, you work just from 9 to 5, breaks, compensations. I have to deal with some level of emotional intelligence from you, breakdowns here and there, yada yada yada. I have to worry about building up my leadership skills. But with AI, I really do not have to worry about it. It works for me 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No complaints, no burnout. And I'll spend just 20% of the amount I would have paid you being fresh off the block. So yeah, I know it sounds, me analyzing it like this, it sounds so scary. It looks like, boy, I'm cooked. Yes, you are cooked. But guess what? You are uncooked by being on this live. I just need to, because I'm not just someone that would just, okay, this is the tools you need to pass your exams, blah blah blah. Okay, now you've passed your exam, so what? Now what? The educational system has been disrupted by artificial intelligence as we know it. A lot of people are going for, okay, what are the, I mean, some of you saw the title of this and then you ran to it. Oh, I want to pick up tools that I can use to learn better. Or how can I do less of the work and AI should do more of the work to help me pass my exams? Why can't I just hire that thing that make you pass your exam? Because it's now possible. There are now AI agents that can think, that can act autonomously, that can take decisions on their own based on what they learned and based on what they can learn. So it's not really just about how to pass your exams. No, it's beyond that. It's how can I be irreplaceable even after school? While I'm in school, what do I really need to learn now as an undergraduate? What do I really need to pick up? What are the things I need to become now as an undergraduate that is going to set me apart from other people, students, and ultimately even after school? And the first thing is learning. AI has made a lot of people lazy, so much so that they cannot sit down to read a 30-pager book in one sitting. It is that bad. I was on YouTube earlier today and I saw two categories of video, like very similar video, talking about the same thing about, how to make your brain love discipline, how not to get addicted to dopamine spikes and all that, basically addicted to doom scrolling and everything. And all the videos in those categories were having millions of views. What is that telling you? It means a lot of people were in trouble. A lot of people are finding it hard to concentrate. The average person that would have even looked at this video would have dropped. I mean, this is a live video. I know the amount of people that dropped, the views that dropped watching this. Because the brain just wants to be stimulated, But I can assure you that for you that will be watching this, that currently on this live, or that will pick up the replay and you are still listening to me, even as I have been talking, there is yet hope for you. So the first thing is your ability to learn. You need to use AI to improve your learning ability. Like I mentioned, the very first time I encountered the idea of artificial intelligence while I was still an undergraduate, I only saw the possibility to become smarter. I only saw the possibility to be 10 times better, personalized learning, understanding and assimilating more and better. So number one of the skills, one of the things you need to use AI for is to be able to learn. The ability to learn. Not to be lazy, don't get me wrong. Not to be lazy, meaning you should read more even with AI. Because rather than the conventional method of assimilating knowledge, which is not really compatible with everybody, with AI you can have personalized way. Everybody learns at different paces, in different presentation, different formats, but with AI you can have one tailored to you. For some of you, you understand better when you watch a video, some of you an audio, some of you when you read a text. Some of you, you need to see it and be listening. AI can personalize that in your own pace. Some can only read in about 50 words per minute. Some can only assimilate in about 80 words per minute, 100 words per minute. With artificial intelligence, you can begin to adjust and say, okay, until you find one suitable with you and you go with it. So that you know that anytime you're coming to learn with AI, you know that if you're spending 1 hour, you're going to assimilate 90% of that time. Because the truth is, when we try to learn, for instance, I want to spend 5 hours learning. I was learning earlier today. 5 hours of learning. Most often than not, only 20% of that time is actually done in actual assimilation and understanding, according to research. Why? Because of unpersonalized learning. You have to just try to figure out, how it appeals to you. Probably even the mode of of that knowledge is not what you're comfortable with. Imagine someone that really assimilates by watching videos. But what you need to learn is written in text, and you give yourself 5 hours to study. It's probably 1 hour of that time you really used to assimilate because you're not comfortable. Your brain does not assimilate information with text faster or easily. So you spend the remaining 4 hours trying to adjust. But with personalized learning, in that 5 hours, 4 hours can be used to assimilate and ingest knowledge in the right pace, the right time. And I'll give us some tools. The first being Notebook LLM from Google. And I will be showing us practically how to do that. All right. Let me put up my screen. Awesome. Yeah, I believe you all can see my screen. Perfect. Now, when you go to, you can just search Notebook LLM and, sign in using your Google account, and you're going to have it. Just tap on create a new notebook, and then you have something like this. So, first of all, is to bring in all the materials you want to learn from. So, if, say, you want to learn something from the web, or say the material is already in your drive, you can just add it. You can search for it. Okay, let's say you want to learn on the future of work. That's what you want to learn about. Okay, I've already put web as my source, or you can just drop files. Most often than not, you would want to drop your files because you already have the things you want to learn about. So I just click on upload files. You can upload images as well, just so you know. You can upload as many sources as possible. Okay, you can upload as many sources as possible, but let me just upload one just for the sake of this. Okay, so like you can see, it is parsing through this particular PDF that I just uploaded. So let's just give it a while. So say for instance, this is your schoolwork. Okay, this is your schoolwork, that particular course or whatever. Again, the idea is not just to pass your course and everything. We've established that, okay? However, you still have to pass. Is that not so? But how to make you better, so you know that even while you are an undergraduate, you are not just learning to pass, you are learning to learn. All right? You are learning to learn, because pretty much most of you, what you're learning in the university today has already become obsolete. It's becoming obsolete and will become obsolete. So you're really learning how to learn faster. So I just intentionally give it a very short PDF so that it won't take much time. So you can upload as many sources as possible. Okay, upload as many documents from wherever you can, add it. You can search the web for new sources as regards that topic. You can either do a fast research or in-depth for report and result. Okay, so let's just give it a while. It's taking a while. It's taking a while. I'm just doing this, um, you know, for the sake of this. Probably I should just open one that has been done already. So this would not take our time. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Okay, awesome. So this is one that I created personally myself. I added two sources, like you can see. I added two sources. It has parsed through it, and I selected. So you can upload as many materials as you want. And see, for instance, you just want to ask, you just need information as regards one and not necessarily all. You just select the sources. But in this case, I wanted, everything in both sources. And here you can ask it questions. You can ask it questions as regards anything you want to know. Now, to a bit of personalized learning. Now you have the Notebook LLM Studio where you have different formats. So meaning audio overview. It's going to give you like a podcast based style, especially for those of you that are auditory learners. You learn better or you like to learn more, maybe you're on the move, right? Remember, it's not just about passing that course, it's about learning to learn, learning to learn, personalized learning. So you can have an audio overview where you're listening to it probably as you're moving, or you assimilate better when you listen. You just click this and then it generates a podcast style of delivery based on the sources you have put here. Again, you can include web sources, okay? Especially for those that have materials that are outdated and you need current sources but you do not have it or you don't know where, just type in a reference or the name of whatever it is you want to learn and it's going to search the web for it, okay? Here we have video overview. It's going to generate an explainer video presented to you by AI. The same way you have like a YouTube tutorial on these sources you just uploaded for those that are visual learners or audiovisual learners. You have a mind map. All right? And don't worry, all these things, we're going to see everything. I just want to make sure you understand, generate a mind map based on all your sources. What's a mind map? For those of you that don't know mind map, I think it's just better you see it, okay? And then it's going to get, you can have it in a report-based style, okay? Again, the goal is learning how to learn faster, better. Flashcards, we all know what flashcards is. Just mini cards where you can just like click it. Right, for those that if you've ever tried to like study for an exam or let's say spelling competition and stuff, you know what flashcards are. Generate AI flashcard based on your sources, okay? Where you just click them, it gives you maybe in terms of terminologies, just facts. Quiz, it generates a quiz for you. How cool is that? Based on everything there, it's going to generate questions, some up to like 20, some could be more than that. Infographic, it's going to generate an AI infographic based on your sources, like a chart or like a map, something like that. It's going to generate it. A slide deck, meaning like a presentation, right? It's going to generate it for you based on the sources again, because there's some of us we like to learn in chunks like that. And then finally, a data table based on your sources. Now, let us look at what it generates based on these two sources that I uploaded. All right. Okay, I have generated it before. I have it here.
Part that really gets me, the part that's crucial for our deep dive. A 3D printer then replicated the texture, the style. It mimics the actual thickness and direction of the oil brushstrokes.
So it wasn't just a flat digital image. It was a physical object, one that experts, people who've dedicated their lives.
The part that really gets me, the part that's crucial for our deep dive. A 3D printer then replicated the texture, the
I'm sure we could hear that, right? It was even in two. It's a conversation, like two people having a conversation. For those of you that you're used to hearing a lot of gists and stuff like that, so it makes it exciting. It makes it interactive. And guess what? It doesn't end there. There is something called interactive mode. Now, what is interactive mode? As you are listening to these two hosts holding a podcast, discussing intelligently, like trying to give out information about your sources.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a really profound set of sources today. They're all about what it means to compete when, algorithms
Everything
are
is going on
running.
great, right?
And we're going to kick things off with an anecdote that, honestly, it sounds like it's straight out of some kind of futuristic heist movie.
Oh, hey there, how can we help?
Yeah, what is an anecdote that you just mentioned now? Okay, I think I have my mic off. Hold on, guys.
Hello, thanks for jumping in.
Welcome. You caught us right as we were setting the scene.
You're asking if I, as in what if I were the one making these decisions?
That is a great question to ask right now.
Because that's exactly what this entire discussion is about.
We're talking about how AI fundamentally changes the value.
Okay, so you can see that you can actually jump in at any point in time to ask a question. All right, as if you're part of the podcast. You can just jump in and say, "Oh, this thing you just talked about, I feel, as if you can interact with it, and they're going to respond based on context." Let me just, I just want to make sure you guys heard all that.
Specifically, it lowers the value of human prediction.
But it increases the value of human judgment.
Think about the doctor analogy we mentioned in the source material.
A doctor takes input data and makes a prediction.
Maybe an 80% chance of a muscle cramp versus a blood clot.
The machine can take that raw prediction over and do it better and faster.
But the human still has to apply judgment.
That's deciding the payoff function.
For instance, oh yeah,
Yeah, is it necessary that a human can...
That's right, you said yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so like I was saying, is it necessary that the human still has to be the one to take judgment? I thought the whole idea of artificial intelligence is to mimic human decisions. Can't humans also, can't AI rather...
That is a phenomenal question.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry, can't AI rather take those decisions rather than having a human to still make the decisions? What is that judgmental paradigm that makes human best suited to be the one to take the decisions? Thank you.
You are getting right to the heart of the matter.
That is a phenomenal question.
You're asking, why not automate the whole thing?
You're right. The goal of AI often seems to be full automation.
And actually, in some cases, we can automate the judgment.
We call that process reward function engineering.
It's essentially coding humans' objectives into the machine beforehand.
It happens when there is a manageable number of outcomes.
Like, if this happens, then do that.
But that judgmental paradigm that keeps humans necessary comes down to two main things.
The first is handling uncertainty and rare events.
The machine...
Guys, I'm enjoying it already. Like, I'm literally enjoying this already, right? But I know I just have to cut that short because of our time, right? But this is the future. We're already in the future already. Can we see that? So that is the audio overview. You can have it as a podcast and you can jump it at any time. Video overview will probably take a while. Let me see the one I had generated before now. Okay, AI flash. Okay, AI quiz. So based on the sources, it gave me a quiz. You can see 12 questions. According to the source material, what is the fundamental change AI brings to a firm's operating model? That's after I've gone through everything. I can, select it, hints, consider how the core tasks of a company are executed in a digital model versus a traditional one. All right. So you can see that. What else? Slides. It also created a slide. Look at this. It created this by itself. The whole image, the whole everything is completely AI generated. It gave me as a slide. Look at this with the whole data, everything, visuals, all right, to help me better understand it. You can see this. And you can also download this. You can download it, probably take it to your Gemini and tell it to, redo it. You can use it for your slides, for your presentation, whatever it is. It created all this based on the sources I give it. Can you see this? So that's the slide deck. So you can see create a report. You can give you as a report based on, you can give it, create your own, the way you want it to bring the report. It can bring the report as a briefing doc, as a study guide, as a blog post, whatever educational. Let me just, choose this one. And I can just choose generate. And it is generating that in a report style. Infographic is generating that in an infographic style. I just want to show you guys everything it can do. And remember, I said the idea is that this should make you learn. All right, it should teach you how to learn. Okay, let us look at flashcards. And you can always expand this, okay? What is the central argument of competing in the age of AI regarding AI's impact on business? It's asking you, so you can just answer that on your own, and you can always see the answer. All right, next. This, according to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, AI is becoming the universal engine of what? Basically, awesome flashcards that will make you learn, to keep you engaged, and it is personalized. Okay, have we looked at mind map? Let us look at mind map. Now, this is what mind maps are, or what a mind map is. Competing in the age of AI. You can see this. You can click a particular component and it can give you more details about it. Let me expand this again. So computing in the age of AI, there are 5 basic components as regards that. AI factory, operating model. Yours is going to be different, obviously. Okay, you can expand that as well. Okay, you can see. Can you see what an AI mind map is? With this, I can expand it to see what's in the operating model, strategy framework. Those of you that have a visual, you assimilate more when it has to do with points and visuals. So I think an AI mind map would work best for you. Now, what else did it generate for us? Okay, let us look at this in the data table. It brought it for us in the data table. Anything that has to do with, to some extent, data and like comparison. You can see, just to ensure every aspect of your sources is covered for in terms of the data table. Let us look at infographics. Look at this, completely generated with AI. Can you see this? Can you see this? Based on your sources. It generated it based on, what I give it. How wonderful and how awesome is that? So with this is just one of, the many tools that you can use for personalized learning. And obviously here you can ask it anything, interact with it as you see fit in the chatbot here. You can add other sources. It's going to peruse it and add it. You can add notes. You can see that. New notes, this can be your normal school note or something. Rename it, type out stuff you want to type, and you can even convert it to a source. So it's included. The video is still taking a while. Probably at the end of today's live, we'll check it out if it is done by then. Alright guys, how cool and how awesome is that? How cool and awesome is that? Yeah, I know, right? It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. In case you want to check it out, I told you Notebook LLM. Let me just type it in the chat and highlight it so you can see it. Notebook LLM. That's Google's Notebook LLM. So you can just search it and you'd see it. Remember, the idea is not just to pass your exams or be a learner. No. This should teach you, inculcate the ability to learn so that you don't become lazy. Because you need to retrain your mind in a way that is not dependent on artificial intelligence. Rather, it should boost your ability to learn. Because like I said, if you use this tool now to pass your exam, why shouldn't I just employ an AI agent or the AI agent that helped you pass your exam? So the real skill that is needed, that you need after school, is the ability, just like in that particular thing I was studying, because that was like my personal study thing, is your ability to take decisions. Strengthening your ability to take decisions. Because that's really where a human is needed in any operation. If in a factory, in a company, they have 100 workers, they can reduce it to as little as 5. And really, those 5, what they're really doing is just to manage the AIs. Just to give a final approval and just to review it majorly. Even in my agency, that is majorly what happens. AI carries 70% of the work. But we still need humans to review the things the AI do and take that final decisions. That is what we pay humans for now, the ability to take decisions. As an AI business consultant, that is where I'm needed. If AI is even right here in the first place. All right? So it is of utmost importance that as a student, you use AI to learn. This should push you to assimilate more information. Because with that tool now, you can assimilate a textbook in 2 days now. You're increasing your ability to learn, your ability to be able to assimilate. That is what is going to put you above every other person. And so with this, you can now begin to learn the things that will actually be needed in this new AI age and in this AI era. Things that has to do with human psychology, how to deal with people, how to be more accommodating, how to take decisions, how to be able to take judgment. As a student, begin to learn these things. Use AI to research them and sit down, study them, and allow AI, use AI for personalized learning so that learning is something you enjoy. Assimilate it. All right? Assimilate it. So you're using AI to learn, to supercharge your brain, not just to type a prompt and say, give me 50 or write my report, write my assignment. No. It should push you to learn because every other person is using AI and they're just reliant on AI. So anytime you're interacting with AI, you have that at the back of your mind now that if AI can do all these things for me, why won't the employer, why won't the person trying to advance my career, why wouldn't they just employ that AI? Because you can employ AI now. So it's not really about the tools to learn, it is about how to learn. That is the advantage AI should be for you, not just to do your work for you. That is the only way to survive. So with this, as a student, AI should give you more time to learn on the things that are important, which is how to take decisions, like I mentioned, emotional intelligence. AI does not have that. As a student, these are your courses for life. The one that you're not being taught. All right. So AI should give you time. AI should buy back your time to be able to learn what matters the most outside and after school, outside your career. Because the truth is, AI is bringing in a whole lot of, jobs, like a whole invention of new jobs. And let me just quickly share that with you. You might want to take a screenshot. You might want to take a screenshot briefly, okay? You might want to take a screenshot briefly. You might want to take a screenshot briefly. Let me know if you have questions. You can type it in the chat because I'm about to wrap up now, okay? Also, peradventure you're watching this as a replay, make sure you follow me on all social media pages. And you can just shoot me a DM if you have any, question, or just type in your questions in the comments and I'll do well to respond to you. Okay, let me just share this. Also, I will be speaking for those of you that are curious and would like to know. Let me pull that up. Okay, cool. So let me just see if I can share this to us very quickly. Okay. So let me share this quickly. Okay, I can see a question. How do you understand your mode of study? Honestly, you would have to just, if you don't already know, you would have to, or you would need to test the waters. You have to look for what works for you. Okay? You would just have to, you know, look for what works for you. Try different methods. Okay? Try different methods and see what works for you. Try visuals. Just look for the one that naturally appeals to you, where, and you can do it as an experiment. Set a timer, a 10-minute timer for each of these modes, either video, audio, flashcards, slides, or audio visuals. And for each of these modes, have a 10-minute timer, and then just concentrate on that thing. Either it's a video, concentrate on it. And after your 10-minute timer is over, get a sheet of paper. What are the things you're able to, what are the things you're able to understand and assimilate? Write it out. Do the same thing for another mode. The truth is, by the time you're done, it will be so evident the one you are naturally drawn to. It will just be so evident. Provided that you are in a place where there is no distraction, because environment can be an issue. Okay, so just ensure you're in a place no distraction, and it's just really about reiterating, and the ones you are naturally drawn to, it is going to show up. All right, so let me just give this quickly. I mentioned that with the new AI era, there's going to be new jobs. So even as a student, here are some things you can start picking up, because I remember back then as an undergraduate, there were a few skills I had to pick up digitally that AI can pretty much do right about now. So okay, all right, AI translators. What is happening? Okay, AI translators, basically bridging business needs to AI prompts. So one of the key skills to pick up would be AI prompt engineering. You can take those courses for free. So basically, for instance, a company wants to automate or get data, right? They want to, whatever it is the business needs are, how do you effectively communicate it to your AI to be able to give you that result? That's where AI translators and basically AI prompt engineers comes in. We have AI operators and AI conductors. They are the one that manage systems and workflows. This is a bit more technical. So these are probably AI engineers or data scientists. AI governance, ensuring ethical and safe usage. These are people that work with, compliance, GRC, that's governance, risks, and compliance, learning ethics as regards artificial intelligence. Then we have AI consultants advising on AI strategy and implementation, like what I do as an AI business consultant, all right? Then we have AI creators developing new AI models, tools, and application. Basically, using tools like Lovable, you can just vibe code new apps and solve problem. Basically, just like I've been saying all this while, using Lovable, using Bolt, using Google Studio to create apps and solve problem. Remember, like I said in my previous videos, what you really need, the most underlying skill is being a problem solver. And we have AI leads creating and overseeing the strategy for AI deployment and integration. More like the job of your average project managers, right? That's basically what AI leads are. And also, there is the AI creatives. In fact, this is becoming a thing now, especially on Instagram, where people that can generate AI images, AI videos, AI content, AI marketing, AI UGCs, user generated content. It is now a skill. You can pick those things up. AI social media manager, right? Or someone that manages faceless YouTube channels and YouTube channels. Those are AI creatives. I probably even need to add that to this list. All right. These are the new jobs that would be in demand that you can pick up even as a student, even as a side thing. All right. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining this stream. Make sure to follow me on all social media platforms, connect with me. If you have an idea of something you're building, just really don't know how, just reach out to me with a DM or drop a comment on this live. I'll be sure to reach out to you. Also, let me see if I have this. Okay. Also, you might want to go check out, I will be speaking on the 11th at Alt School Africa on how to prepare or position for the AI takeover. So you might want to go check out their page on Alt School Africa and make sure you register. I will be speaking on the very first day. I'll be posting more details on my social media page, but I just said to let you know. So you can just go to Alt School Africa's page or go to my page. You're gonna see details there. I will be speaking on the 11th on preparing and positioning for the AI takeover, pretty much. All right. So make sure that you're there. Let's connect. Come ask your questions. Especially for those of you that missed the opportunity to ask me questions here live. Make sure you head on to Alt School Africa, and I will see you on the 11th. Without any further ado, I'd like to appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, and join my community. Okay? Join my community. The link is in my bio on all my social media platforms, on my Instagram, my X. Just click the link in the bio for resources. And finally, make sure you share this video. If you found value from it, make sure you share this video. Thank you all, and until next time, see you. Bye for now.